Hello everybody, it's me, GhostCritic. I'm back. Did you miss me? Perhaps you best not answer that question. I don't know if I want to know the answer. Yes, I've come back off my holidays now and I've just come back from the comic book store and I've got 2 weeks worth of comics. And I think my heart skipped not just one beat, but maybe 3 or 4 when I saw the pile of comics I've got. I'm going to go through them all. There are 17 books here. This is basically a short week for Travis, Oddfellow's thoughts. He's probably going, 17, lightweight. I really don't know how I'm going to manage to read these all before Sunday to put up a comic review video, but I will do my best, so look out for that. And I'm just going to crack on with these because there are so many of them. And to kick off with Marvel this week, X-Men Blue issue number 15. We're still in the Mojo Worldwide story. I don't know if this is the final part, it's part 6, but it's been fun. I like the whole Mojo universe anyway. I like the character of Longshot, which doesn't often get used. He's more of a C-lister in the X world. But I think he's a great character and I like them having to go back to Mojo Universe now, one of the places that Longshot is always trying to escape from or at least not return to. So fun with that. And then the renumbering begins. We've got The Punisher issue 218. Yes, we're full on Marvel Legacy. This is the first issue of a new run that, hooray, doesn't have Becky Cloonan on anymore. Fantastic. Instead, we've got Matthew Rosenberg, and it looks really good. Just from the cover, I like Punisher with the big guns, the explosions, there's the crazy over-the-top violence, and I'm just really looking forward to this. It looks fantastic. So hopefully the cover is what's inside. Really hoping for that. Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, issue 297. The last issue I made my pick of the week, despite the fact that this this run by Chip Zdarsky has been a little bit on the it's been a bit rocky. I've had a bit of a rocky time with it. But last issue, Chip Zdarsky really showed me that he can write a serious Spider-Man story and doesn't have to rely on the comedy all the time. So I'm looking to see how this will take on now that Peter has revealed his identity to J. Jonah Jameson, and what he will do with that information now after the very heartfelt and emotional conversation the two had about their rivalry over the decades. So we're looking forward to reading that. Doctor Strange issue 381, and this is the issue that Donny Cates takes over. He seems to be the name on everyone's lips at the moment over on his indie books. Let's see how he deals with a established Marvel character. Really looking forward to that. Doctor Strange, always fun. Artist, we have Gabriel Hernandez Walter. Just a quick look at the art to see if I like it or not, because I didn't get a chance in the shop. It's interesting. But we've got Loki from the Thor universe coming in, and he's probably going to cause all sort of mayhem with Doctor Strange. So great stuff. Daredevil issue 595. This is the start of the new storyline, Mayor Fisk. While Daredevil, Matt Murdock, was away dealing with all sorts of stuff with Blind Spot, Wilson Fisk has been somehow he's made himself the mayor, and we'll see basically how that transpires and how Daredevil will deal with that in his Devil's Kitchen. So good stuff. And finally, for my Marvel, I've put Moon Knight back on my pull list. This is the lenticular cover. I decided to do that because, yes, it's got that great Bill Sienkiewicz cover in there. But I also have heard some good stuff about this. People have been quite appreciative of the new writer on this, which is, who was it again? Max Bemis, not a name I recognise, but apparently he's done quite a bit of indie work. I might have to look into that. Maybe I have read some of his stuff but just don't recognise the name. But I said I've heard some good stuff about that, so that's something to get my teeth into. On to DC, we've got, I presume, the start of a new story for Super Sons, issue number 10, called A One Fine Day. Just love the fun, youthful nature of this book. There's nothing particularly too deep going on in it, but I don't mind that. A little bit of fun and frivolity, always appreciated through all the darkness and the seriousness. So fun stuff, colourful, great stuff. Again, same with this. Despite the fact it's not been out a while and there was some wonder whether it was going to come back, but issue 5 of Bug, The Adventures of Forager. I'm not really sure why I'm continuing to pick this up. I mean, I'm guessing it's just because it's a mini-series and it's going to be finishing soon. Because quite frankly, the story has had me scratching my head somewhat. I think it's partly not loyalty, but the nostalgia of the Kirby character that has kept me going with this to the end. But it's the old red, so it's always kind of out there, psychedelic mod type fare, and I don't know, sometimes it works, sometimes I'm just a little bit tired and over it, but there we have that. Issue number 34 of The Flash, and we've got part 1 of a new storyline, Black Hole Arising. I'm guessing we're done with that brief tie-in with the Batman Metal stuff. That was just made no sense to me. I don't know why they bothered unless you're reading Metal as well and you're getting all the tie-ins. It just seems a bit pointless to me. Just make your event perhaps a little bit bigger and just have that story, the main story, just run all the way through that main event, and don't throw in all these extra issues everywhere. I know I say it all the time, it's never going to change, and because I'm one of those collectors that don't want gaps in their collection, you just have to put up with it and pick it up and read it and hope for the best. But we're on to a new storyline. We've got, is it Mira? I think it's Mira back from, I can't remember where she disappeared. We all thought she was dead and then she turned up and then she disappeared again. Well, she's back again, and it seems Flash is getting a bit fresh with her. Obviously got over Iris very, very quickly. This came out last week, I believe, but it's issue 4 of 12 of the Mr. Miracle series from Tom King that everyone's absolutely going crazy about, and it's good. I enjoy it. It's a bit weird in places, it's a little bit confusing, but I don't necessarily think it matters so much, but I think it could put off a lot of people, and I think some people just buy this because of the hype. Sorry, not sorry, but it's always great artwork. I love Mitch Sherrard's work on here, the panelling, the way all the layouts are done. I mean, he does love his 9-page grids, it has to be said. This is full of it again, like the last issue, but it's enjoyable nonetheless. Another great Kirby creation. And a little bit of sad news for you Wonder Woman fans out here. I'm afraid I've dropped Wonder Woman now. This is issue 34. I'm just not enjoying this anymore. I gave it a go. This was a new endeavour for me. But as soon as the first major arc was over and the creative team from them left, it basically just went downhill, which is a shame because I know James Robinson is a great writer. Oh God, why have I forgotten what it's called? 1 second. Starman. His run on Starman back in the late 90s is fantastic. Okay, it's a different kettle of fish, it's a different time, it's a different era, and I think James Robinson is probably held back a lot from doing what he actually wants to do by, I don't know, editorial teams or what DC want the direction of Wonder Woman to go, rather than just going, James, here's the book, do what you want to do with it. I may be wrong, but this isn't his best work. I know he's only been on it a few issues, but I'm not digging it, and I've had enough. So I'll probably have to pick up the next couple of issues because it's on my pull list and he's already made his orders for the next couple of months. But after that, Wonder Woman No More, it's off my pull list. 4, 5, 6 books to go. They're all Image, and we're off with issue 3 of Seth M. Peck and Jeremy Hound's The Realm. I've been a little bit with this book, despite how excited I was at the beginning, that just looking at the covers and the excitement that I thought it would bring, but I haven't had that excitement actually reading them now. Hopefully, I'll see how this goes. I'll see how many more issues I may give this, but I've really got to start cutting back. I mean, okay, I paid for 2 weeks, but it was kind of a shock how much I actually spent tonight, and just made me think I've really either got to cut down or make sure I'm picking up stuff that I truly am enjoying rather than giving it a go. What was fun and just a joy to read was Steve Sprouse and Dave Stewart's Maestros. Just a weird, whacked out fantasy, sci-fi-ish, magic type of story, but very much in an adult vein. Beautifully drawn by Dave Stewart with colours. I think is it Phonographics on here? Do they get Steve Sprouse is the artist and the writer. Dave Stewart, of course, is doing the colouring, with Phonographics doing the lettering and the design of the book. But fantastic stuff was the first issue, hoping for just as equal fun in this. Issue 35 of Hickman's East of West. I believe we drop back in with Death and Babylon His Son. I've been kind of missing them for a while and what they're up to and what their part is going to be played in this big kind of civil war that's going on in this kind of post-apocalyptic kind of cowboy western type of scenario environment. Definitely has a kind of western feel to it, but just a fantastic series that just gets better and better and better, and as always Dragotta and Martin on the art and the colours just really excites me now with every issue. Issue 26 of Descender, Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen's great sci-fi epic. This is the book that's got the 4-page spread that opens out, so really looking forward to seeing that. Believe this is the final part. Yes, it's part 5 of 5 of this Rise of the Robot storyline, and I'm sure the climax of this is going to lead to something even bigger for Jeff Lemire. Love this book and you should be picking it up too. Really warming to Jordie Bellaire and Vanessa Del Rey's Redlands, especially from last issue. This is issue number 4. It started off a little, not shaky, but a little bit TV pilot for my liking, but certainly the creative team on this are exploring some great areas within this kind of horror genre, but yes, really warming to this, really enjoying this, love the artwork, and interesting to see how they're gonna sort out the cliffhanger of one of the witches may or may not be dead. I doubt she is. She's probably had a near-death experience, but looking very much forward to reading that. And finally, it's Jeff Lemire again, but on his own. It's Royal City, issue number 7. And I love this book. And this is one of those special books that came out in 2017 that have just filled me with joy and emotion. And I felt a lot as I've been reading this. I love a book that I can connect with, that I can identify myself in a lot of the characters, and it just makes me more and more invested in the book. And Jeff Lemire just had this wonderful storytelling way about him. I love that he does these kind of almost soundtrack type compilation lists at the back of here. I think he puts them on Spotify as well. I certainly follow him and listen along, but he put in the last issue, as the first track, he put Portishead, Glory Box, and just the start of the music completely, for me, evoked the feeling I have with this book, and it could almost have been the soundtrack to this comic book alone. Love, love, love this book, as you can see. I'm going to shut up now. They were my books. Thank you for watching. I'll do my best to get these all read, and very, very quickly, because I can't do a huge video on all these. I will get a review video up for you on Sunday. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Enjoy your books. Bye bye.